Welcome to Being Light. Welcome, Sister Shivani.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. We were discussing about how to remind ourselves about that power that we have inside. And with this awareness that I create my thoughts, my feelings, and my moment by moment experience, and I am responsible for my experience, it's simple. But because it is not easy, I would like us to spend a little more time going through typical situations that we face on a daily basis. Why I feel the way I feel in any given situation is something that I would want us to explore a little more detail. Because with this knowledge, then I can start taking control with this reminder that I have the power. And where are these default thoughts coming? Why do they come? Where do they come from? If I know that, then I can cut the thread.
Yes.
Then it becomes easy.
Yeah.
That which was simple starts becoming easy with this practice, so that as I keep doing, this reminder becomes more and more natural. To take a pun of one of the popular sayings, road to all offices is paved with full traffic. Whether it is Hyderabad, Bangalore, Delhi, or any of these cities, or even the towns that are coming up, a lot of time is spent in traffic. Because that's the first thing we hit as soon as we come out of home. I know some of my friends who spend 2 hours one way. Sometimes that becomes 3 hours in a place like Bangalore. As we were discussing, this is no longer a bug. It's a feature. A bug is something that I would like to fix, but a feature is something that I accept because that's how the system behaves. So, given this reality, what do you think that I should do in those 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever, before I start from home or before I start from office, or quite often when I am stuck in a traffic jam or when there is a red signal?
Most important is to again take that first principle there, that my mind, my response, my feelings are not dependent on the traffic, the time in the traffic, or my delay due to traffic. These are the options that one day I could reach before time.
Yeah.
One day I could get delayed, and one day I could get like really, really delayed. And one day I could even miss a flight because it just went completely not according to what it normally is. Even in spite of the bridge you said, we have an estimated time band, right? So if I have to go to the airport, I know it'll take 2 hours. Then I add another half an hour to my, and I say, okay, it takes 2 hours, but I will estimate it as 2.5 hours. And one of those days, it can just take 3 hours.
Very good. So you're adding another insight where you're saying, hope for the best and be prepared for the worst.
Yeah, which means that again, be ready.
Yeah.
That irrespective of if it happens your way, even if your way is the 2 hours, it's our way, we know, or it doesn't. First principle you have to first hold on, that my response is still my creation.
Very good.
Why? Because one thing we need to know is why to focus on the response, because my response creates my emotional health.
Yes.
My response creates my mental health.
Yes.
It's here.
Yes.
I'm traveling every single day.
Yeah.
Every day of my life for many, many years. So it's a part of my life, a very, very integral part of my life.
Correct.
If I create thoughts of resistance to an integral part of my life, itna traffic hai, itna traffic hai, itna traffic hai. It's a part of my life about which I need to stop creating wrong thoughts, because my thoughts will not do anything to the traffic, but my
Correct.
thoughts will do a lot to me.
Correct.
So my emotional health, irritation, resistance on a daily basis will become one of the factors which depletes my emotional health, which, if I have added factors in my life, will one day result into a mental health issue.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
any of the mental health issues don't happen suddenly.
Yes.
It's a result of my way of thinking over a long period of time, and then maybe sometimes hit by a bigger situation or sometimes without a situation, and I start experiencing symptoms of depression. First, it could be a symptom of depression, then it could be a depressive state of a mind, third, it could be a clinical depression.
You first start feeling helpless. You feel that things are not in your control. And prolonged helplessness leads to hopelessness,
Yes,
where you don't even want to try and do things
exactly.
because you lose the hope.
Yeah.
कुछ होने वाला नहीं है.
To an extent where you don't want to live and you're ready to do something to yourself.
Yes, and prolonged hopelessness
Yeah.
is what leads to depression.
Right.
Am I right?
Yes, now we feel that this traffic has nothing to do with this, but it actually has.
Yes.
Because I was creating those thoughts of helplessness,
Yes. Yes.
hopelessness,
Hopelessness.
insecurity of the time it takes for me.
Yeah.
It becomes my habit of thinking, an emotional pattern. There's a groove that will start getting created. Now, 2 hours on a daily basis is a very big time to
Yes.
create a habit.
And that too, at the beginning of the day, where I have a long day to sit at my desk and then also work.
Yeah. And so this one habit created during the morning travel
Mhm.
will then automatically become my habit during the day.
Yeah.
Then that will become my habit while traveling back. And very soon it's my habit. So we call it in Hindi the sanskar.
Yes.
So when you said, why do we think in a certain way?
Yeah.
Why is it that two people think in two different ways in the same situation? Because over a period of time, two people have created two different types of sanskars. So a particular way of thinking daily, after some time, it's no more my thought, it's become my sanskar.
Automatic.
And once it's become my sanskar, I'm not choosing my way of thinking. That's why we're feeling we're not choosing.
Yeah.
We are not choosing. It's an automatic response.
The default response.
Default. But how did the default response get created? Because I chose that way of thinking many times till it became my habit. So now this traffic time, my travel time, is affecting my emotional health.
Yes.
I need to be aware. It's affecting my mental health in the long run.
Yes.
Thoughts of resistance, rejection, irritation, even abuse sometimes. I meet people who are abusing other people on the road, even with their windows up there because of the AC. So who's speaking the abusive language and who's listening to the abusive language? Both is only themselves. But they've got into the habit. Why are they driving this way? Why are they honking? Why are they overtaking? Agreed, they're not doing right. We're not saying, okay, the one who's honking is right. But the question is, what are you doing to yourself?
Correct.
What are you doing? You are the creator of your emotional health, mental health, then physical health. Why so many illnesses? Because of this time stuck in the traffic where I'm not thinking right. So 2 hours is a good enough time to send wrong thoughts to the body.
Yes.
Now we know that every thought is reaching to every cell of the body.
Yeah.
Every thought is creating my body. So why should I be thinking wrong when I know every thought is creating my body?
What specific thoughts do you suggest?
One is to take responsibility we are creating.
That's fine.
Second is like, why should I think right? That also I need to know. One is I know that I have the power to think right.
Correct.
But more important is, why should I think right? Unki galti hai na? It's their fault. Why should I think right? Because my thinking creates my emotional health, mental health, physical health. When I reach my workplace or in the evening when I reach home, I don't want to reach irritable.
Yeah.
Because then I will snap at the first person who's not my way.
Absolutely.
So my state of mind in the traffic is influencing my social health,
yes,
my relationships.
Yes.
Then when I sit on my desk, ready for my task, I'm not in the best frame of mind. So the question of intuition, creativity, bringing out your best is a closed chapter first thing in the morning.
Absolutely.
First thing. And then I work also in a very automatic way. No new thinking,
Yes.
no breaking comfort zones,
Yes.
no coming up with new ideas which no one has thought of. Then the standard way of working is, what's everybody else doing? Chalo, let's do it that way. What's the other organization doing? Do it that way. Because no new thinking is going to come out of a tired mind.
If I want to be creative, what research shows is when your thinking brain is fully active, that's when your creativity blossoms. But when I am stressed, I shift into survival mode, where my emotional brain flares up. And literally, research also shows how once I become emotional and stressful, thinking brain shuts off and emotional brain becomes more active. And as a person, I get into survival mode. And in survival mode, see the interesting thing that happens. My conditioning takes over.
Yes.
And my responses are always default responses because they are the ones that are programmed and they are the ones that are low cost in terms of my memory, because they are the ones that I've used so many times, they come as default. So now when I connect what you shared about the traffic, about the thoughts, about the stress I'm generating, and then I expect to be creative, it's just not going to happen.
And all these for the most simplest situation, the daily predictable traffic. Now we've not even yet come to the situations which are suddenly something
Correct.
we were not prepared for.
Yeah.
Now, when we understand this, so like we saw last time, first equation, I am the creator of my response. Second equation, what's the impact of my response? So the impact of my response is emotional health, mental health, physical health, relationships, so social health, professional health.
Absolutely.
Professional health.
Yes.
And then obviously financial health.
Financial health.
Yeah. And actually the state of the world, because then it's our vibrations which are creating the environmental pollution also. So everything is happening from here. Now let me go back into that traffic jam with this awareness that I have a choice what to create. And second, to remember my creation impacts all these aspects of my life. Now choose. So let's today take the predictable traffic that we know about. So the way of thinking for that first, then when it's happened suddenly something that we were not prepared for. But the predictable traffic, we are having a lot of inner conversation and outer conversations, even about the predictable traffic. It's something, it's part of life. Stop wasting energy thinking and talking about it. Let only those people think and talk about it who are responsible to how to manage the traffic. It's their responsibility, not yours and mine, because we cannot do anything about it except for driving right.
Correct.
That's our responsibility.
Yes.
But what to do with the traffic, how to manage the traffic, that's the responsibility of another team.
Yeah.
So let them think about it, talk about it, work on it. But we, as a part of our conversations, on a daily basis, we say this very often, bahut traffic hai, too much traffic, don't know what will happen today. Don't waste your energy in your mind, in your words, talking and thinking about traffic, because it might definitely not change the traffic, but it's affecting those dimensions of your health.
Correct.
It's like, it's raining. Okay, it's August, September, it's meant to rain. Now don't keep thinking and talking. What we don't realize is the impact of these conversations.
Yes.
Awareness, I need to conserve electrical power. Awareness, I need to conserve inner power. The more we think and talk about it, we're creating a turbulent energy field around us.
Yes.
This influences even the way we will be tomorrow in that traffic. Because even though we know it's the traffic, we haven't yet accepted it. We are in a resistance with it. Like you said, that bridge. Okay, now let's look at that bridge. At any point of time, let's say there are 50 vehicles on that bridge. So 50 people driving, and let's say another 50 or 100 total sitting in the car or scooters. If 200 people at any point of time are creating a collective energy of irritation and turbulence, that itself will affect the movement of the traffic.
Absolutely. Yes.
That itself will affect the movement of the traffic. And we've all experienced it. There could be a little, sometimes the traffic signal is not working, let's say. Everyone seems to be in a hurry. Nobody is wanting to give other person, the space to, okay, you go ahead. No, I will go. This is all reflecting state of mind. These are not driving habits. These are thinking habits.
Yes.
These are thinking habits. Then stopping, opening the window and abusing somebody else who's done that. This all by itself will not just create chaos here, but it will create more chaos in the traffic.
Absolutely.
So my turbulence then is not just about me. I'm contributing to the turbulence in the movement of the vehicles.
Yes.
And I'm polluting the environment. Now just visualize, out of 200 people at any point on that bridge, even if 50 just realize this and they just calm and they're not resisting, they've accepted, I go here every day, it's part of it, and I'm going to use my time, and I've already planned how I'm going to use my time because it's my daily thing. So I already carry, like if you're going to take a flight, we carry with us what we want to read, or maybe just sleep, or we want to work on our computers. We plan. So we also plan for our traffic time, right? So even that calmness, that stillness, maybe they don't even know, but they're actually contributing to the smooth traffic movement just with that energy field.
A few years ago, I had a team member. He would get frustrated and stressed, and he would jump the signal thinking that it would turn to red. And he had to cross about 8 red signals on his way to office. Then I taught him of how to use that red signal, those 60 seconds, 120 seconds, whatever the time period is, to sit back on his bike, just sit there and make a positive thought about himself. And over the course of few days, he felt so good. Now he actually looks forward for a red signal.
Exactly.
Because that's an
Giving you a
opportunity
time,
for him to recharge himself.
Even the thing like jumping the red signal, nowadays we have a lot of that also happening. Now, it's not only about breaking the traffic rule. It's about allowing your mind not to follow disciplines, which will again become a habit.
Which will endanger even your life or someone else's life.
That's true, but it will become your habit to break the rules of life. It will deplete your willpower because your mind is not getting bound by values and principles. So it will not remain to a traffic rule. It would be then shifting into rules of working, rules of living. So, sometimes there's no one on the road.
Yeah.
You could be at like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the night.
You still jump the signal.
Don't jump the signal.
Yeah.
That's exactly the point.
Yeah.
Don't jump the signal. We don't need to follow rules because somebody is going to catch us.
Watching us.
We don't need to follow rules because there's a CCTV there and we will get a ticket. We need to follow the rules to train my mind to live a disciplined life. So with nobody on the road, no camera, and no one to check me, even if it's going to take 2 minutes there, be there for 2 minutes. Those 2 minutes will lead to success in life.
Because that's the opportunity you are using to reinforce and train yourself.
Yes.
So that next time in any other situation also, this becomes your default or automatic response.
Many people say, but why do I need to wait?
Exactly.
Well, you need to wait because it's showing you the red signal. That's it. It's the law of the country and you're going to follow the law. So the mind has a resistance, but why when nobody is there? but just because it's the value, the principle, the law, the discipline. Now this will become a habit, and then my mind will automatically follow the disciplines and the maryadas of life. So one, I've overcome temptations. I've not given into the way my mind wants to work. I'm the master of my mind. I'm the master of my sense organs. It happens in such simple practices. And then I decide one day I don't want to eat a particular thing, or I want to quit smoking, or I want to quit drinking. That discipline created that night is going to give me the power to finish that. Or I could be diagnosed with an illness and I'm still having, and I'm saying, but kya karu? Meethe ke bina mera nahi chalta hai, because I depleted my willpower. And then some of us will say, but I don't have as much willpower as other people. We're all blessed with the same willpower. Power is the quality of the soul. Use it, and use it. And the more you use it, like you said, it becomes the automatic response. It will happen every time. So when it comes to predictable traffic, one, stop thinking and talking about it. And if you want to think the right thought, leave before time. So create your relationship with time first. We need to create a very beautiful relationship with time. When we don't respect time, then don't expect time to be in favor with you.
Very nice.
Time is also like an entity. It's an energy. So if we want time to cooperate with us, then we also need to respect time. Like nature, if I save water, I will have water when I need it, whether it's in my house or whether it's on the planet. Similarly with time, some of us have got into the habit of being in a hurried way of living. And then every day we find some reason to leave at least 5 minutes late or 10 minutes late. But that 10 minutes late is going to create that chaos on the way. But if you leave before time, which means at least 10 minutes before your estimated travel time, you begin your travel on a very silent mind. It's a very silent mind. You're not leaving with that late ho gaya syndrome, jaldi karo syndrome. We don't want that.
This 10 minutes is sacrosanct. I want to start before 10 minutes. I keep going back, and then it comes to, when do I sleep?
Yes.
When do I wake up? What do I do once I wake up? How do I clean the kitchen before I sleep so that next day I don't have to stand there washing dishes? So if I pick up one discipline, as you said, it's connected, it's a cycle.
It's a lifestyle. It becomes a lifestyle. And that's why we say spirituality is not a practice. Spirituality is a lifestyle. Meditation is not a 20-30 minute practice. It's a meditative lifestyle. And meditative lifestyle means over here, you're calm, you're stable, you're peaceful. Not just when you are sitting for meditation, but that becomes your normal way of being. And then that will be your normal way of being even in the crisis of life.
Absolutely.
Because now it doesn't know any other way of being. It just doesn't know. So that becomes your automated response that you will be that way. So relationship with time is first to leave always before time. And before time means 10 minutes before the estimated time also. Because if you leave before time, it's influencing your state of mind.
And it's worth it because it's going to influence the next 20 plus hours.
Everything. It'll influence your sleep that night. Because your sleep is affected by how the day was. The day is affected by how the morning was. So everything is all connected. So leaving before time because we're respecting time. We're respecting time and we are creating a relationship with time, and we're creating with a very deep belief, I've left before time. Second thought, I am certain I will reach before time. This energy is very important. Taking the third equation, that sankalp se siddhi, which means thoughts radiate, thoughts manifest. Creating a weak thought before leaving. I hope I'm not late today. Yesterday also I was late. Day before yesterday also I was late. मेरे को लगता है आज भी late होने वाला है. I think I'm going to be late again. Low vibration energy to begin the day. Create the morning, your travel with a blessing. I am certain I will reach before time. I am certain about it. You've blessed your travel. Blessings are not just for occasions and festivals, blessings should be a way of thinking and speaking over a period of time, which means your every thought, every word is a high vibration vocabulary. So create that thought. I am certain I will reach before time. Start your journey. Now you've already planned what you're going to do if you don't drive yourself. Even if you drive, you plan what you're going to listen to.
Yeah.
Actually, the travel is the best time to do a lot of self-work.
Yeah.
So it's an opportunity which can be used. If I have no travel time, which means I reach in just like, let's say, 5 minutes to work, I miss out on some time which I could have used for myself to listen to something, if I'm not driving, then I'm reading, or if nothing else, I start my work. We have all technology today to start work, even if you want to use that time. So be comfortable with that space. Don't blame it for creating problems in your life. Utilize it as an opportunity to start your work. You have to make some phone calls which are pending from yesterday. You want to make phone calls for today's day. So much time. But it's the thought about it. You say, I have a lot of time. The next 2 hours, I'm going to complete all this work before I even enter my office. Or I'm going to listen to something very positive. We all normally have something ready to what we're going to listen or watch while we travel. So that 30 minutes or 1 hour, if I begin my morning with a very healthy emotional diet. Because what we watch, read, listen influences our thoughts, information. So early morning is a good time for a good emotional diet. So any spiritual talk, or motivation session, use that morning time. So you start on a higher vibration, then raise your vibration during your travel.
As you move through the day.
So by the time you reach office, you are in your best emotional state. Best. Because you accepted it, prepared for it, and then executed it during the travel. Suppose there is some situation where it's gone beyond the expected time, then also we have to accept it. Acceptance doesn't mean don't do anything about it, but acceptance just means don't waste energy thinking and talking about it. Accept it. This is going to take me 30 minutes more. Fine. Even if in one of the days it means I miss a flight, but it's a reality. I miss it, but I take the next one. But important is I will reach in the right frame of mind.
Exactly.
Situation not in my control. How I am, totally in my control, because how I am will influence the next situation. I will not create turbulence and have that ripple effect during the day. And then during the day, every time I'm irritable, every time somebody says like, "Kya hua? Why are you like this?" Oh, it was my morning traffic. It spoiled my day. See, vocabulary. So it's not the morning traffic, it's my response to my morning traffic, which is a ripple effect during my day. So these are situations for which we don't even need to think. Because they are totally out of our control. Totally. And if I'm irritable, I will snap at the person who's driving. 1. So create more turbulent energy within the vehicle where I have to sit for the next 1 hour. And all these vibrations are affecting my physical health. And a very nice time if I'm not driving is also to meditate in the car. Or in the train. Wherever that I am not driving. So we just put our nice music or a meditation commentary, a reflection exercise, a daily journal to, write down some self-change thoughts. Lots can happen during travel.
Yes, very, very insightful. So hopefully starting tomorrow morning.
Today evening.
Today evening, yes. When we go back from work to home is an opportunity to start adopting some of this. And in order to adopt, I need to adapt. I need to be flexible, and which is something we will continue to have conversations about. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.